Most of the Porsche Cayenne you see here is the same mechanically as the one that debuted back in 2011 as the second generation model. However, there have been key changes made for 2015 to keep it fresh and to make sure it stays a clear step above the cheaper Macan. The styling was tweaked to make it look a little lower and wider. There are more standard features and the suspension has been enhanced. There are also new and improved engines. The base V6 will technically return unchanged for 2016, but the new Cayenne S engine is the same twin-turbo 420 horsepower V6 introduced in the Macan Turbo. Then there's the revised 520 horsepower turbo model, and for 2016 it's joined by the 570 horsepower Turbo S. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, there's a Cayenne diesel good for 23 miles per gallon combined, and the Cayenne plug-in hybrid that nearly matches the acceleration of the Cayenne S, but can run purely on electricity for up to 14 miles. The Cayenne S is bound to be the most popular, and that new Turbo V6 brings it from 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. Unfortunately, its 8-speed automatic doesn't have the crisp, rapid-fire shifts of the PDK transmission found in the Macan and all of Porsche's sports cars. And really, that's just one of the ways this doesn't quite feel like a proper Porsche. The Macan does a better job of the whole sports car SUV feel. Having said that, this can take corners far faster and is far sharper than any SUV has any right to be. There's a sense of fun and engagement here you're just not going to get from its competition, with the exception of maybe a BMW X5M. However, even if the Macan is better to drive, the Cayenne still has a leg up inside. For one, it's a lot bigger. It has considerably more cargo capacity, although at around 60 cubic feet, it is fairly modest for a mid-sized luxury SUV. There's definitely more sport here than utility. If you do need a bit more cargo room, the back seat does slide forward in order to free up some space. It also reclines for comfort and is very nicely contoured to keep you in place. Of course, they don't hold a candle to the ones up here. Porsche does seats very well. Even the base 8-way sports seats are more supportive than most, but these optional adaptive sports seats, they're really something. They gain a whole whack of adjustments. You got thigh extension, you got seat bottom bolster, side bolsters, and a whole bunch of lumbar. These are incredibly comfortable, and really, they're well worth the extra cost. Like other Porsches, there's a high rising center console covered in a great many buttons. Now, on the one hand, you could argue that this is a good thing because you just have to click one button instead of weeding your way through multiple touchscreen menus or clicking and twirling a multi-purpose knob. On the other hand, there's a whole lot of buttons, and there's still a good chance you're going to have to weed through a touchscreen. The Cayenne also stands above the Macan in terms of, well, its giant grab handles, but also its interior in general. Now, yes, this particular Cayenne has more than $30,000 worth of options on it, including fancy red seat belts and leather covering, well, basically everything. In general, this does feel like a higher-end model that stands toe-to-toe, if not a little higher, than a BMW X5 and Range Rover Sport. So, how do you think the Cayenne stacks up to its competition? Let us know and make sure to subscribe to the Edmunds YouTube channel for the latest car reviews and more.